My man had one job. These two that are some of my favorite in my collection. On campus, there's the stage behind us. We did it! My man had one job, and that was to knock. My man had one job, and that was to not knock over the dumpster. But here we are. He knocked over the dumpster, which is a surprisingly hard sentence to say. It's just my day. This is the first thing I'm doing today. I'm witnessing this. It's happening. He also moved my dumpster like way farther. Like, you see that little thing right there? That's my dumpster. It's supposed to be here. So I don't know. He's messing up. He's messing up. I'm just gonna leave him. That was my morning. Seeing a garbage man completely fail at his job in every way, shape, and form. Like, I'm nice to people, but I was laughing so hard because, keep in mind, I didn't sleep last night. I was up all night. I go to work at 5:30. I get some coffee. I get a sandwich. I eat it. Go into work. Clock in. Open the back door. I start taking in a 1,600-piece truck. And then I hear a bang followed by several smaller bangs. And I just hear the guy start swearing and pops around the corner like, I need your help. Please? No? Okay, then no. Like, the dude just was like demanding that I help him, and he was super rude. And it's like, dude, like, no. I have to take in a truck. I don't have time for this. So he moved our dumpster all the way to the wrong side. Like, it goes right at the edge. No, he moves it further back. He knocks over the other dumpster, and he hit the wall. That's what lost me. I was like, you hit the wall. How did you hit the wall? And there's like a little dent in the wall now. It's hilarious. And he spent, I think, like a good 30 minutes because we just kept hearing like small little bangs while we were doing the truck. It was hilarious. So I think it took him like 30 minutes to put the dumpster back. That was funny. So I thought you guys might get a little amusement out of it. It kind of made me laugh, but it's like, I got a job to do, man. Like, it's not my fault you can't do yours. So this vlog's gonna be a little different, I will say, because I don't actually have any loot to talk about. Instead, I just kind of want to talk about some stuff that kind of came on like my plate, stuff that I thought was interesting, stuff I found packing. I got some sketches in here to show you. So first off, something I noticed, and if you guys have been following the vlog, I recently bought this Penn and Teller brush pen, and then I also have bought these a couple months ago. These are Zig's Cartoonist. Now, I use the Zig's Cartoonist brush pens, and when I went to color the piece, I noticed that it was bleeding quite a bit, and I thought that was weird because it listed these as waterproof. So, and this is, by the way, a brush pen number 22 and brush pen number 24, and they have really good points, by the way. I really, really like the brush nibs on these. Now, I will say this, though. The normal medium one is all you need. A good, like, if you have mastered your brush, or at least you're decent with it, but a good artist only needs one single brush, and that is the round 3 or 5, because it is small enough yet large enough to do little details, fill in large areas, medium strokes. Like, I love using a round 3, and I do break out the round 5 for some larger areas. Now, granted, I still have a flat that I like to use, and I still have some smaller brushes for finer detail, but generally speaking, if you're starting out, you can just go with a medium, a round 3. That's really all you need to start learning the basics. But I do have a large one of these in my travel case. So I really did like the finer tip on these because I thought it was really nice for good detail. And so I may get a Penn and Teller small one just to have one for that in case I need it. But it sucks that these are not waterproof because, well, you see my sketchbook, they're all colored, and I use a lot of mixed media. Like, I use alcohol markers, watercolor, gouache. Like, I use a lot of stuff, so I kind of, need something that's waterproof. And then the paintbrush, this is by Penn and Teller, so it's the same company that makes this really nice ink is, yeah, that paint's not good because it's also not waterproof. I found this out because last night I took some swatches of them. So there you go. And then I put some water on it, and yeah, they are definitely not waterproof. So that really sucks because I really liked these. Now, I'm going to give these to Krista. My sister said she'll take them, so I'm like, okay, at least I didn't waste money. But that does kind of stink because you think they would list them that they're waterproof, or at least properly list if they are. I'm also going to give her this, my first Penn and Teller brush pen. I like how you can put your own ink in this, but that nib, it's not really that good. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, that nib is not actually, you know what, thinking about it, that pretty much is what their extra small is. So maybe I don't need to buy a an extra small one. I just keep this. But this nib is not as good as the other one, so I don't know if it's the same as the one in their extra small brush pens, but the ones in their brush pens are really nice. I think they're nicer than this one, so I don't know if this is just an older model, whatever. Either way, I'm probably going to give this to Krista, and I'm also going to give her these. These are Micron. Now, Micron, I like them. They're really not my most favorite brand of fine liners. I think Marabu actually makes better fine liners, but I really dislike their brush pens. Not because they're bad. Their brush pens themselves are actually quite nice. It's the ink. It's Micron's ink is not my favorite. It's too watery and sometimes, so when you're working in an area and trying to fill it in, you'll get areas that are lighter and darker, so I really just am not a fan. So I'm gonna give her all my brush ones, and I'm gonna give her these ones too. So hopefully she likes them. She said she wanted them. I was like, hey, I'm probably gonna give these to a friend, but let me see if you guys want them first. And they called dibs, so I'm like, alright, that's cool. So that is that. And it's interesting because looking back on a lot of my early videos, I realized some of my inexperience shows. So like I was really hard on Higgins and on both videos I made. So I made 2 videos on Higgins. They're waterproof and they're normal ink. Sorry, they're unwaterproof ink and they're normal ink, because I think the normal one's the waterproof one. And I was really hard on them, but really looking back, I'm like, no, they're a watercolor ink, and that's really what it's meant to be. And I kind of touched on that, but I didn't really think that was its like purpose, so I kind of regret being so harsh on them, but at the same time, I know what I want from an ink, and that's kind of where I was going from, so it's kind of interesting looking back on stuff like that. But I do have 2 other things that I want to talk about before I show you my sketchbook, and packing up some books, I found these 2 that are some of my favorite in my collection. And what these are unwrapped editions. Now, if you don't know, normal traditional comic books are penciled, inked, colored, and lettered, and you're not actually seeing the finished product of the penciler's work. You're seeing the inker's interpretation. So you could have the best penciler, but if you don't have a good inker, it's worthless, because you need a good inker, because that's what you see. What an unwrapped or an artist in edition, they go by a few different names. What these offer instead is they use the original pencils, so you get to see the artist's original interpretation, and it's pretty cool actually comparing them, because you get to see how the inker interpret the pencils and how the pencil originally wanted it to look. And I think that's really cool. I really like going through and seeing like all the work, and it's also kind of interesting seeing like what the inker added, like what lettering and detail was added, or what they actually did. Like in this one, one thing I can say, this is by the way by Andy Kerpert, who is a phenomenal artist, one of my favorites. And I also have this one, I believe is autographed by him. No, this one is not autographed by him. I thought this was. Sorry, my other book is autographed by him. I have the Dark Knight Returns Part 4, The Master Race. That one's autographed. I won it in a contest. This one I just bought from him. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's super cool. It's also really inspirational too, to see like the original pencils. And then I also have one for Jim Lee that I recently purchased, and I'm surprised this actually ended up at a discount store. So this was at Ollie's, and this was the Justice League book that I did for New 52, which I do have the original series. I was picking that up when it first came out, and I love Jim Lee's art. You know, if you look over here, you can see that I have a lot of his art on my wall. I do have some of his books like Icons, so I'm a huge Jim Lee fan. He's one of my favorite artists. He's probably my favorite artist working in the industry. He's probably my favorite current artist, because if you've noticed, a lot of my favorite artists are the forerunners. They are the classically, you know, you got Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Joe Simon, like those guys. Those are my favorite artists, and they're really the beginning of comics as the classical artists, which is kind of interesting. But Jim Lee, just my favorite living comic artist right now. Absolutely love his work. Same thing with Frank Cho. Just Frank Cho's amazing. Andy Converted, David Finch, another great comic book artist. So yeah, absolutely love this dude's work. So I was really happy to pick these up. And originally I was actually going to just put these in my normal comics part of the boxes, but I think I'm going to keep them with the art stuff, because they are really cool and important. So I'm just going to slide these in right. So I wanted to talk about that real quick, because I thought those were interesting. And then lastly, I do have some sketches to show you. I think the last one I showed you guys was this piece right here, which was all 3 of my characters together. Absolutely love how this came out, but I've done a few more. I did this one of the Magician, and this is all watercolor, and I love how it came out. Now, of course, the black is inked, but all the colors are watercolor. And I even got to try my skin tone set for the first time, and it was really fun to use. I really liked it. Then I did one of Polder, and this is his new suit, though I did mess it up because he has his old pants instead of his new pants, but it still came out really good. And I used some color pencils more in this, and I actually think it came out really good, so I'm starting to warm up on color pencils. Then I drew the Magician's father. This one came out really good. Now, the white outline on this one is different than the white outline I did on this one. So the white outline here was done with my normal bleed-proof white ink and a brush. But for this one here, instead of doing that, which was a little time consuming, I messed up a few areas, I just used this pen right here. And man, I like it. I said that if it can keep doing what it did in the store in drawings, this would be my new favorite. It is my new favorite. I'm going to buy another one of these to keep one at my desk, which will be this one. The second one is actually going to replace the Uniball gel pen that's in my travel case because I like this more than the gel pen. The gel pen is really nice and convenient, but what I like about this, even though you do have to prime it, it's the sense that you don't have to layer it as much as this. It's just a stronger pigment. It's a little messier. It can be a little more difficult to control, I will admit, but man, and it's also more expensive, like, you know, $8 for one, but it's so high quality. I'm okay with that. I absolutely love it. And then the last piece in here is the newest one that I finished up yesterday, which is this drawing of Lust. So I thought it'd be cool to have her hanging from her whip. I thought it'd be really cool, and it came out really, really good. And then I text this to my friend, and they're like, oh, I like her personality. She has really good plot development. Her assets are really interesting. You know, she really knows what she's doing. And then my other friend was like, oh, that's kinky. And I'm like, her name is Lust. She's meant to be the physical embodiment of lust and sexual desire given a physical form. And they're like, oh, still kinky. I'm like, dang it, guys. It's high-end art. So I really like how this came out. It looks really good. It took a while. And this one, I didn't use any watercolor, which was surprising because the last, like, 4 before, you know, this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece all use watercolor, though it's a watercolor base with gouache for the highlights. So I got to use some gouache for this one, which I really like. I love gouache. I really like gouache. So yeah, I actually am really happy with how this came out, and now I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the next drawing in the sketchbook. And it's filling out really nice. This is really becoming my favorite sketchbook. I'm really developing my style. There's only a few drawings in here that I don't think hold up, like this one, at least with the background buildings not being detailed, but the rest of them are really holding up in this sketchbook, so I'm very happy about that. I don't know if I'm going to keep this sketchbook in terms of getting another Strathmore, because I do like this, but I do have an Ello sketchbook, and I might switch to that. We'll see. We will see, but I do absolutely love this sketchbook. It's so nice, and I love how it's coming out. So that is everything I want to talk about. I thought it was really just kind of fun, what I've just came to conclusions and discovered today. I'm going to pack a little, and then I'm going to sleep in and grab lunch with my friend Jesse, which we haven't seen on the channel in quite some time, and we're both graduating. Super excited. So yeah, that is everything for May. I think this is a great way to start the month with some funny shenanigans and just see how this goes. There's not going to be a lot of loot going forward, only because, you know, I'm moving, so I really don't have time to buy stuff because I would have to pack it. Instead, I think I'll just pick up some art supplies here and there because that's what I'm going to pack last, because, you know, that's my outlet. That's what I do to be creative, and I want to have that be the last thing I pack, so that's the first thing I unpack. That's really kind of the idea, because I've noticed last time the last things that I packed were the first things I unpacked because they're just right there. So I think that's interesting. So I think I'm gonna leave the art stuff for last, and then of course the studio. It's gonna be depressing taking this down because I absolutely love how it looks, but we'll remake it. It's okay. So let's see what the rest of the month has to offer. Look at this weather. It's been like this all day, just on and off rain. It's ridiculous. Like, and I think it was hailing. Like, I was driving and the rain got so heavy, and I was hearing like the sound of like little pebbles, and I've only heard that sound when it was hailing in Massachusetts. So what's going on with the weather today? Either way, I have a quick errand to run. I'm gonna go into Jerry's real quick to get some supplies, and I am very excited because some of it is going to be really cool, and I'm gonna be switching some stuff out in my travel case, so I'll give you an update on that. Such a great selection. Absolutely beautiful. So they are out of the ones that I needed, but they do have a round one, so it's a different head. It's not as fine point, but it will still get the job done. So they had double sales. Like, you had your normal 10% off when you sign up, but they had an extra 10% off. So it was 20% off everything. That was a really good deal. So I only got a few things, but I'm really happy with what I got, and we're gonna talk about them in a minute. I should probably trim my beard. It's getting a little fluffy again, I just noticed, and my hair is doing a weird thing because I had my hood up, because it's been raining all day. It stopped raining, but like the clouds, look at those clouds. It's totally gonna rain again. So we're gonna go home, play with Coco, talk about the loot. I'm gonna hang out with Alex, and yeah, I am very excited for today. Do 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 do. Oh no, he did it the smart way. Yo! So he was like Mission Impossible-ing his way through the crack, like over the crack, and it was adorable. Woody, Woody, do it again, man. Do it. Oh wait, Coco might do it. Nope, she's smart. Sorry, Woody. Today was actually a really good day. So, in case you guys don't know, I think he's been on the channel before. It's actually been a while since we've seen him, because I know he's been on the channel before. Every week I go out with with Jesse, and we go and just have lunch and talk and catch up, and he's a really good friend of mine. He's very close, probably my closest friend at Regent, and I'm really sad that I'm not going to be seeing him anymore. You know, he's a big part of my life now, and I really enjoy talking about stories and comics and movies and different ideas we have, and I love seeing his art. He's progressed so much as an artist, and I really am going to miss seeing him every day or every week, and I'm going to miss our lunches. Now, of course, I'm going to see him during graduation because he also graduates, but that's really going to be the goodbyes. So I really like that we got to chill and have that moment where we could just have one more lunch and just, we were there at McDonald's probably talking for a good like 3-4 hours. We had a lot of fun. But after that, I went to Jerry's, and I want to talk about the loot that I got there, and I'm going to start with this 12-inch ruler. Now, this is interesting because you guys have seen this before. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and that's because I need to get a new ruler for my travel case. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't fit in my travel case, so I did cut it, and it does fit right now in my case. Now, the top part, because there was a long, obviously, it's not going to be cut in half, but the top part I lost. I don't know where it went. I think it fell out of a book because I was using it as a bookmark, and then I lost my place in the book, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I do have a large one, not to carry in my backpack, just to keep at my desk, because the other one I have is, I have two clear ones. I have this one, which is a lot smaller, and then I also have this one here, which is nice and all, but it's not segmented. It's also really thick. And I think, oh yeah, they are the same length, so I think this is going to be just better to use. This one will be good for inking because it does have a lip, so it has a raised edge, which in case you don't know, if you dip with, especially with a dip pen, like if you ink with a dip pen, you got to use rulers that are lifted, because if not, it's not going to end well. So that's why I picked this up, just to do some rough pencils. I really like clear rulers, especially ones like this that have the grid. It really helps give me a variety of links to use in art, especially drawing buildings. These are really good for. It does make me laugh how floppy it is. So I picked that up. I think this was like less than $2, which is a really good deal for something like this. Like, it's not worth anything extra. I did pick up a new brush, so this is a flat 12. Now, the current flats that I use are just cheap Dollar Tree ones. Really, for me at least, I don't feel like I need an expensive one because I use them for backgrounds. However, there are some cool things you can do with this for detail, and I figured, you know what? And this was also on sale, so it was like $5. So why not? It's really good quality. Now, I was tempted to get another one from this company here. This is the Creative Mark company, and I really like their brushes. They are a little more pricey, I will admit, but they're really good quality, very nice. This is my favorite brush right now. They are a lot cheaper than some of the other ones out there on the market, so I do recommend them. But this one is by Soho, which is a really, actually like some of the stuff they make. I've tried a lot, but from what I've gotten from them, I really enjoy their stuff, so I thought, why not? So I picked that up, and then I talked at length about the paint pen, because how much I like it, so I bought another one, because the one that currently I bought is in my travel case. You probably saw it when I showed off the ruler, and I probably should have left this open. But yeah, so this is the one that's in my case. It's actually replaced my Suguru white gel pen because I like it a lot more. It's the same precision, but a much stronger ink, so I don't have to go over an area like 5-6 times. Really, once, maybe twice. Very high quality ink. However, this one here, if you look, has a point to it, so it's really fine. I really like this. This one, they didn't have the points. They're out, like you saw in the vlog. This one's round, but you could still get some really nice points. I was practicing with it in the store, so I was really happy with this. So picked that up, and I thought that was really nice. Again, these are pretty expensive, $8, and I saw that they did have the ink they used. The ink was like $40 for a like 12-ounce bottle, I want to say. It was like, it took me back. I was like, dang, that's expensive, but it's really high quality, and I'm kind of of the opinion it might be worth it. We'll see. I'll do a full-on review. I'll pick up some more of those, and we'll do a full review. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, so that's it. Outside of these gouaches, yes, I did pick up some more gouache. Now, instead of going with my traditional Winsor Newton designer gouache, I tried a different brand. I heard really good things about this. It is a designer gouache, but it's not by Winsor Newton. This is by Concrete, so there's the name right there. You want to take a look. Yeah, so I picked up Burnt Orange, I picked up Sky Blue, and Burnt Umber. I'm sorry, this is a Permanent Orange, not Burnt Orange. And it's because I realized I didn't have a light blue, I didn't have a brown, and I didn't have an orange, so I picked those up, and I will be, they're also, by the way, cheaper and bigger than the gouache ones from Winsor & Newton. If I pulled that out, which is in my paint drawer, depending on the series, these could be either $10 or $30 a tube, which is insane to me. But yeah, so there's one, and then these were like $5-6. So very interesting. I've heard good things about them, so I'm gonna give them a try. And I picked colors that I really don't use a lot. I don't use a lot of light blues. I don't use a lot of browns mostly. So very rarely do I use browns in terms of like painting. I know I use browns more for some of my marker art because I have a good away. Wow, away. It's, by the way, it's 1 o'clock when I'm filming this. I'm really tired. I have a good range of brown markers. And so I use brown markers in like Magician's Cloak and some of the like shoes or the belts of other characters. But for painting, I thought, you know what, that'd probably be good to have one. And then orange, I very rarely use orange, but I do like orange. So I picked those up and I'm really happy I did. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. So yeah, today was a fun day. It was also kind of sad because the last time I'm having lunch with one of my closest friends, but at the same time, I am still glad that I got to have lunch with him for the last time, and I think that's the important part, is to look on the bright side. Coco's here chilling, if you want to see. She's just sleeping right next to me. She's so cute and tiny. And yeah, I think we're just gonna go to bed to proper, because it is, like I said, 1 o'clock, and I am tired. You look at these bags. Look at these bags. I need sleep and cookies. Sleep and cookies. Yeah. What's today?
Saturday.
It's I expect you. Okay, it's graduation day. I got my cap and gown. We are on campus. There's the stage behind us. They're checking the sound. I'm hoping it doesn't rain because it's been raining like crazy the last few days. But I'm getting my diploma after how many years?
I think like the past seven or 8 years, because we met your second year of college.
Yeah. That's crazy to think.
Yeah.
It's like mind-blowing. Oh, they're checking the sound system. All right, we gotta go find out where I need to register to let them know where I'm at, but I'm in row 26. Hopefully it's not too much of a wait because my heel hurts from work yesterday. Poor baby. But I'm so excited.
Transformational university in the world, and we see the hand of God on every one of you. And we are honored to gather with you graduates, along with your friends and your family from across the nation and around the world, celebrating the class of 2022. I commend you for your remarkable tenacity, your strength. Your accomplishments are tremendous. We are proud of you. Shall we bow now and invoke the Lord's blessing?
We did it! Yeah! Patrick, we did it!
We're graduates!
Yes!
How did that happen?
I don't know! Woo!
Some of us made a mistake.
We did it! You are officially engaged to a college graduate.
Yes, I am.
I'm a college graduate. My tassel was flipped. This can't be undone. I'm blind. I'm blind. So before we were interrupted, how does it feel to be engaged to a college graduate?
It feels awful. You said it's not.
No. Thank you. If I was smart, I would have stayed on honors roll.
Nah, that's if you were an overachiever.
No, that's if I didn't have to take non-animation classes.
Oh. Yeah.
But I did it.
That's for people with no social lives.
Yeah.
And you're too nice of a person not to like say hi to people.
Oh, thank you. I am back home and I'm playing with my wiener. Latest little baby. She's so cute. Everyone except for Coco was able to come and I'm very excited. I'm very touched. It was just, I got to say goodbye to my friends. It was an experience. I'm still processing it, but I got to say goodbye to a lot of my professors. I got to say goodbye to my friends. I felt like this wasn't a permanent goodbye. This was, I will see you again. This is not the end of our journey together. And I'm still processing. It's a lot of emotions, but I have my family and friends there, and I wore a very specific shirt. Now, normally, I would wear a Batman shirt, but this Captain America shirt is very important because this is the shirt that my mom and dad gave me when I graduated high school, and I promised myself I would wear it to my college graduation, and I did. So, yeah, I'm going to change. I don't know what me and Sarah's going to do for the rest of the day, but we're going to do something, and I am very tired. We had to get up stupid early. I got up at 4:30 so that we could be out the door by 5:30. That includes getting ready. That includes taking a quick shower. That includes cleaning Coco's pen and taking care of her for a minute. So, yeah, I booked it today, and I expected a lot more delays because they did say there's a traffic delay. Nope. We got there with enough time to get coffee. I got registered. I got everything taken care of. I got changed in my cap and gown. I got everything done, and we got there right at 6:20. So we had a minute or two because check-in was at 6:45. So definitely got a lot done. And yeah, I am tired. It's currently, I don't have my watch on, but it is currently, I think, 3:30, 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock according to Sarah. So we might take a nap because we are very tired. But yeah, I did it. I graduated. I'm still processing it. I'm not gonna lie, but first initial thoughts is I did it. And this is not goodbye to my friends and my teachers. This is I will see you again. Sleepy? It's not like we got up at 4 in the morning.
What do you mean we went?
Well, I got up at 4:30. You got up at 4. Poor baby.
I got your sorry butt up.
Is that a complaint?
When you should have gotten up for yourself. You let your alarm go through, like, what, 20 times? Yes.
I set multiple alarms, and I was gonna get up at 4:30.
I heard your alarm the entire time I was in the shower, and before you even got in there.
I don't believe you. Fake news. Surprise! It's a recording!
Shame on you.
What are we doing?
We're getting coffee.
Then what we're gonna do? Michaels, because we started talking to our parents, my parents, technically your future parents-in-laws, and guess what? They took too long, and the mall would have closed, and Jerry's would have closed. We're going to Michael's because it's closer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find something cool. Yeah! We just got some coffee. Guess what? Look,
Wait, what was it?
It's coffee.
Coffee?
And we just got whipped cream, and they found out I was a graduate because I said it because I spent a lot of money to say that. I will scream it to the heavens if I could, and they upsized me for free. That was really nice of them. I really appreciate it. And it got whipped cream on the bottom. I drank some of it, and it's melting and colliding. But guess what we're doing? Guess what? We're going to Michael's! With Sarah edition. If I tripped and dropped my phone, I'd be so mad. Alright, let's go. Hey, Birdie. So I did buy this one right here, and I was confused in the video because I wasn't sure what the difference between this and the normal brush pen is. The difference is that this is watered down ink, so it's gray. So you could do an ink wash with it. Now, granted, you don't have perfect control like a normal ink wash, like traditionally, but still, this is amazing, and I definitely want to get another one, especially since it's on clearance for $5. And then I'm thinking about getting this. This is the Trado Styler, but what I like about this is it looks like it has a flexible nib, and you should be able to fill it with your own ink. So that's pretty interesting. And for $5, I'll give this a try. So yeah, definitely gonna get these today. We should have gotten a card.
Probably.
Mistakes were made. This is some true anime stuff right here. You are holding hands-free.
You could hold something up yourself, too.
Oh, damn. You know what this looks like, Sarah? It's like a magic wand. Be gone! You shall not pass! Open sesame? I'll stop.
Looks more like a swan to me.
We're going. Sarah, Prismacolor needs to sue these guys. Look at this. It is exact. The same font, the same design, black marker case, same exact. Actually, no. They don't have the little, little fin that the caps have, but it's pretty much the exact same design and layout of Prismacolor. Except they don't have anything at the end to indicate the color, and they don't have the little flare here that they normally have. But yeah, it's the exact same. Like, who are you fooling? No, there's no way Prismacolor ended up at a Five Below. It's a perfect copy.
So it's a perfect copy for the outside, but because
on the
it's
inside,
Five
probably.
Below, that's why it's.
Yeah, it probably is not that good. Why are you touching my butt? Stop playing with my butt.
This is so much fun.
There are children here. Shame on you. It's stable. So let me tell you something, guys. I wanted to film this way so that Sarah would have room to sit on my bed. Because guess what? You can't fit two people on that side of the desk. But my laptop that normally perfectly balances, my phone decided to not balance it and it was spinning. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to balance on a Batman Cup Dead. Now, I have loot to show you.
Forget the fact that he could Excuse me, I'm busy down here.
So anyway. That was your idea? So I just set up my camera to record and she decides, hey, I'm going to do something funny and just jump in the skit hilariously, and I didn't realize what she was doing.
No, this guy could have turned the laptop around to face him. It is a laptop. It is not stuck in place. No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, the cord's right there.
This cord could easily reach, look at that. You could have easily turned that around.
No, stop, I'm ticklish. Anyway, so I have loot. You of all people know that. So I have loot to show you guys.
Take.
No, it's not. Don't break the illusion for the kids.
Oh yeah.
It actually got edited.
I broke the kids in the beginning of it.
Now, I have some loot to show you. Now, in case you're wondering why we didn't film yesterday, we were tired. She got up at 4, I got up at 4:30, and we were tired when we came home. We watched RoboCop. I finally convinced Alex to watch it, and he was too tired and fell asleep.
The entire family fell asleep.
They
Even
didn't need to know that.
the
They didn't
two
need to know.
dogs. The dogs fell asleep. He was the only one who stayed awake through the whole thing.
But they don't. Do you think a dog's gonna
The
watch
dogs,
RoboCop?
your parents, and your sister and brother-in-law, and
My
your
dad,
fiance all passed out.
Okay, one, you were up early. My dad falls asleep if you put a movie on. In the first 2 seconds, he's out. My mom, well, it's not really her movie. My sister, I'm not surprised, but Alex surprised me. That hurt my feelings deep down. Anyway, so I got a giant pin. And I wanted to show this off with the glasses because it says, "Congratulations, grad 2022."
Why'd you say congratulations?
Because it's C-O-N. Congratulations. That's how it's on the pin. Anyway, the reason that I'm really excited about this is because my sister got the exact same setup. She graduated. So I thought this was cool. I also got some cards and a really nice gift card from Chris and Alex for Amazon. So thank you very much, guys. Despite the fact you fell asleep on RoboCop. Anyway, so I'm not going to show that off. And I got some really sweet cards. So thank you all very much. But I want to talk about what we got from Michael. Also, Sarah got me boxing pants.
Ha 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 ha.
Now, she threw it at my head.
During the last take.
Scarf. So I have some loot to show you. Starting with the most boring, a ruler. And the reason I bought this is because my dad likes to come into my room and he'll just go through my stencils. He'll go through my rulers and he'll take them downstairs to use and I never see them again. It's like he touches it, it goes to the ether. And the problem is because these are really nice because they're raised. They're with like this cork material. So you're trying to steal it. So they have a cork material that's raised and you really want to use rulers like this or they have an edge, something like that, because since it's lifted, when you ink, especially traditional dip pens, the ink's going to run under it and when you move it, it's going to smear it. I've learned that lesson a lot of hard ways. It's very difficult and it took me a bit to finally figure out that you need a raised one and that's why these things exist. So do yourselves a favor, get yourself one of these. These things aren't even $4 at Michael's. Like they're really well priced and this one is 18 inches. The other one I had was I think 12 inches. So there you go. Whatcha?
Hello.
Now I have two clearance items and they're both Penn and Tell. One we did see before and that is the Aquawash. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Anyway, I figured out what this was. Last time I bought it, I wasn't sure what this was outside of just like their ink, but in a weird bottle because they're like, this is what their normal brush pens look like. And you've seen their ink brushes. They look very different. Now, this is watered down. That's why. And so it's actually like a gray. It's a portable ink wash, which is really cool. Now, obviously not as controlled as a traditional ink wash. On the go though, that's really good. And I have one in my travel case and I still keep the Penn and Tell paint one. Now the paint gray that I have, of course, it's not waterproof as learned with the black one, but I like the texture that it leaves for smoke. So honestly, using both in my art is an advantage because it helps give me texture and that's something you can use to really create a lot of 3D and that's really what inking is. It's solidifying the textures and the form and the shape and the design. So had to get one of those. $5, I think that's a really good price because these usually sell for like 8 or 10, I can't remember. And the other thing is new. So this was on clearance for $10. I think it sells for $20 or $22 and that is the Trido Stylo. Yeah, there we go. You want to show that off. Now it is a okay, fine.
Oh, sorry. You just like you didn't even turn it on.
So
blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. So it is a refillable fine liner, but it has a flexible plastic nib, and that's really interesting because I've been trying to find a fine liner that is refillable, that lasts a long time, and has a plastic nib. I've been looking at like built-in fountain pens, and I just don't like them. The nibs are just way too thick. It's not what I'm looking for. I like them less than my traditional dip pen. It just doesn't feel like it's meant for drawing. It feels like it's meant for calligraphy. I'm hoping this is actually the game changer I need, and I'm willing to give it a shot for $10. I think that's a very fair price. You are trying to hide the remaining loot. Shame on you.
How was I to hide it?
I don't know. You're trying. I see your hand. Your hand moving.
So it's moving. Your hand's moving.
The remaining loot are Copics. Now I've talked at length before that you can stop. So at least I didn't drop it on my knee like last time. So I've talked at length about Copic and how I've talked about Copics before on the channel, and I prefer Prismacolor. I prefer Winsor Newton Pro Series. They are more affordable, they're easier to blend, and I just think they are better overall. However, there are very specific colors with Copics that I really like, and that's usually why I go back to Copics, is because of those specific colors. And I did pick up one that I already had before, and that is a neutral gray number 0, which yes, number 0 was number 1 spot in Codename Kids Next Door, the movie.
You stole my line.
I know, but they don't know that.
Shame
so,
on nib. I said
there you go. And the reason I bought this is because I'm pretty sure I used up my entire one in my last piece. So I used it for the background. Pretty much the entire background was done with this. So needing a new one because I could see the nib head already like damaged. I'm like, ah, dang. Now the next one, you gonna take it?
This one is BV17.
That's what's the name?
BV17.
Under that. Yeah, upside down, pretty. Give me.
You stole my lines. I stole your pin.
No. Okay, can you say the name?
BV17.
Anyway, so it's like
it is a deep reddish,
which is a really stupid way to say purple. Now, since it's PV, it doesn't go in the purple or violet section.
It's
goes.
BV. Not
I'm
PV.
dyslexic. So instead of saying P for purple, no, let me finish. Instead of saying P for purple, it says BV, which means I have to put it in the blue section because my alcohol markers are alphabetized and numericalized.
But if it,
I know I said it wrong. I did it on purpose for comedic effect. Now, the thing is I have the principal colors on top, and they have a name for each color, but it's only on the side marker. The tips only have numbers, so they're all done in correct numerical order. Then it goes to the Copics, which are alphabetized, then numericalized.
But if it's reddish blue, why is it BV?
Because it's supposed to be blue violet. That's why they do it.
But then why did they put
because
blue
they're dumb
violet instead of reddish blue?
Dumb. I don't know.
Reddish blue is literally purple.
Sarah, it's not your fault.
Oh, it's their fault. That's why I'm complaining.
I've been doing that to one of my coworkers. I just randomly go up to like, Janine, it's not your fault. It's okay. And now there's a secret lore that she's responsible for little Timmy's death. It's raining really hard. I don't know if you can hear it. And so she's just like, who's Timmy? What's going on? I'm like, don't worry, it's not your fault. I mean, I don't know if I'm a great boss or a terrible boss. Anyway.
Their psychotic issues.
Oh, by the way, it is Mother's Day today, and I don't think we said anything in this take.
Did we?
No, we didn't.
We've done this too many times.
We started with the BJ joke. Anyway, so happy
yeah.
Mother's Day to all the moms, and I worked a double today so that my two awesome managers would have today off because they're moms.
You think this was a Father's Day take? Start off that way.
Nobody cares about Father's Day. Let's
be
real. Let's be real. No one cares about Father's Day.
Sadly,
so, anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I wished happy Mother's Day to my mom. We had cake, we had ice cream, and I think her ultimate Mother's Day gift was me graduating. So, that's why I was okay with working all day today so that my awesome managers could have today off. And I also got them cards.
Aww.
I got all the moms a card, and only 3 of them showed up to get them.
How many are there?
There's 6, so that's half.
And Reef, 6 people.
Well, it was a surprise. Okay, so it was a surprise, and 2 of the moms showed up to shop, and the other one was there to work. I was like, "You want to have today off?" She's like, "No, I want to work. I want to do stuff." I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna argue." So I gave her card first, and then 2 of them came in to do some shopping, so I gave them their cards. And so the other 3 need to show up so they can get their cards. Well, they get them tomorrow because they all work tomorrow. Anyway, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And we think Copics have the dumbest naming system, which makes it very difficult to alphabetize them. And you have to alphabetize your markers because everything has a home and a place, and I'm tired of things having a home, having a place, and they get put somewhere.
I'm getting tired of things being overcomplicated.
It's not overcomplicated.
No. You cannot say it because purple.
That's on them.
Reddish blue. Are you freaking
That's
kidding
on
me?
them.
That's overcomplicated.
I alphabetize what they give
overcomplicated.
me. I agree with that. My system is not.
And then their letter system doesn't even match with the name they give
What
it.
if you put the purple one?
I gave it back.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I only
Yes,
have
I
the gray
did.
one.
I did because I wanted to put it on your shirt and everything. Like, haha, you pulled it.
I'm very confused.
Rewatch the
now.
tape, I swear.
No, I'm not. Okay, let's just show your thing and call it a night because we're both tired. Let me tell you something. It is late when we're filming this because we're both so tired. And you gotta go home tomorrow. I don't want you to go. We're gonna go get pancakes at IHOP.
Yeah.
Can we get waffles?
Well, maybe not. You may not have enough room for both. But
Can I get chocolate?
I think you can.
So this is some yarn I bought her, which is for. I'm going to put the censor bar there anyway. So this is for our friend. This is for our friend. This is for our friend.
Okay,
and to make sure that the friend does not know who this is for, we're going to bleep out that friend's name. So this is for.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Sure.
You threw these hard at my face last take.
Meanie? Stop it! You! Who knocked off the camera?
Okay, I don't want to knock off the camera. No, don't go near the camera. It's gonna fall. Anyway, so.
Because I was down there like for a while before that.
You were. So, anyway. That's where the purple went. The purple. So, we got yarn for Sarah and for our friend, for that friend's
so
gift.
I can make a gift for being my bridesmaid at my wedding. I will show you the full thing when I'm done.
I'm not censoring all that, so the friend now knows exactly. Now,
No, you just be like, beep.
I'm leaving that in because that's the funniest. I'm just gonna zoom in on your face. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So that is all the loot from Michael's. That is the loot that I was given for graduating. Aside of the cards I'm not gonna show off because they're very personal, and your loot. And we're gonna go to sleep.
One of the cards has pictures of boobs on it.
No, it doesn't.
I'm kidding.
Wait,
I'm
does your card have it? We forgot to do the sign off. We got very distracted. I'm just gonna put my pants on. So,
not how you.
yeah, I know it's wasted. No, proper sign off. We finished the job right.
Exactly.
So anyway. So anyway. Thank you all so much. This was a very big moment in my life. And I think what we're going to do something special is at the end of this video, we're going to put all the videos and montage and pictures and boomerangs that we took at graduation.
That sounds awesome.
I think that'd be really cool. So enjoy the epic montage at the end. I don't know what I'm going to film this month. I don't know what's going on. I have a lot more freedom being outside of school, but I have a lot more work to do on the house, you know, getting moved and everything. So with that said, though, I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all have a great month. I hope that everyone that graduated, because a lot of my friends did graduate as well, I hope that you guys are doing awesome. You got jobs lined up. I hope that you and your family's proud of everything you did, because they should be. You are a graduate. That's awesome. Like, we did something that a lot of people either can't do, can't afford. Like, we were able to do something that a lot of people, it's not in their wheelhouse to do, and that, I think, is pretty cool. So, you guys are awesome. You deserve it. And to all the moms out there, every single one, except for the bad ones, happy Mother's Day.
Yep.
The move got real, man. Like, look at this. I packed up all the Batman knickknacks, all the Hot Wheels, all the posters, except for these three, all the action figures, literally everything except for those three posters. Because like that with some of the other posters I have on my walls, there are some really, really big ones I have that I need a special box, or maybe I just need to like bubble wrap them together because they're just really, really big. And yeah, it's weird. The move got real because I don't have the Batman setup. Now, you're probably wondering, how am I going to film if my background's gone? See, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm not going to be filming this summer, which, yeah, that's rough because I love to film in the summer. Now, with that said, though, I don't have to, like, carpet bomb film during the summer. For those of you who don't know, and I will explain real quick, when I was in school, I would film probably 2 to 3, sometimes 4 videos a week. And the idea was I would have this massive library so that I could focus on school. I wouldn't have to focus on filming. I wouldn't have to do that. I could just focus on school and then just worry about finding the time to upload the videos, which is actually difficult, especially when you're doing as much as I'm doing. Finding that time to upload a video can be really difficult. So that was essentially what I do. So I have a pretty good library. The vlogs do help with that, like this. So a little behind the scenes. Now, because of the move, I decided, you know what? I'm going to have a lot on my plate already. I'm not going to do any filming. I'm just going to focus on moving, getting everything organized, going through my stuff, and essentially doing spring cleaning where I'm going through everything and, you know, like, I can sell this, I can probably give this away. I just gave away a giant box of art supplies, so that should tell you, like, yeah, I'm actually going through my stuff, and I just cleaned under my bed. I recently went through some of the shelving here. I went through and I have, like, a box of toys that I'm going to sell, and then there's another bag of stuff I'm going to give away. So I'm going through a lot of stuff, and I'm definitely making it where I'm kind of like streamlining everything. I also went through here and cleaned everything up too, so I feel very confident and very happy with the progress I've been making, and that's really what I'm going to focus on. I want to get all my stuff in order for this move because, you know, things are going. I'm just going to say that, and I won't spoil what we're doing, but there's some doors and avenues that have opened up that I previously wasn't open to or didn't have the option, and I'm really starting to think about it. Now, with that said, I do have some loot and some drawings to show you. This sketchbook has become probably my favorite sketchbook ever. Almost every drawing in here, I feel like I've just been knocking it out of the park. There's very few duds in here. Like, just overall, I love the progress. I love the drawings in here. Just like my characters, my anatomy, everything. I feel like this is a great representation of my current work. Which is interesting because when I was going through some of the stuff that I had, going back to filming in advance, I would have these drawings that I would do because I would pencil everything with this blue lead and I would just do drawings in advance. I'd be like, oh, this would be good for this ink. Oh, this would just be something fun to draw. And because of that, and I would draw them so far in advance, my style and skills have grown and changed. And so a lot of that art, while it's so recognizable as mine, isn't good. Some of the head shapes are off, some of the hands are off. So I went through, and keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys. It is not a small stack, like here. So if you open this drawer, let's pull it all out. This is what I'm talking about. So this is a huge stack of drawings that I've made in advance. Because the idea is when I was filming a video, when I'm editing it or waiting for a video to process or anything like that, I could just do a pencil whenever inspiration hit and I could put it to the side. So I went through that and I had about 5 or 6 or 7 drawings that I was like, nope, I'm not going to ink them. I kept them, I didn't throw them away, but they are not up to my standards. So there were a lot that I was like, you know what, they're rough, but I can still work with them. I can fix them in the inking. It was just like I pulled out a few and I just touched them up a little bit with my pencil. So yeah, there's a few in there that I like, but very few that I will actually put in my portfolio. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna cut them out of here, but I'm gonna scan them and upscale them and then print them out and put these drawings in my portfolio because these, I love them and I think they represent my current skill level. Now I do bring this up because I did finish this drawing of Gluttony. I added the little bit of splatter effect, which just adds a little life and chaos to the piece. And yeah, I love how this came out. A lot of dimension to it. Very, very, very happy with how this came out. And then I did use a reference. A lot of the images that I draw, I use references for. Almost everything in here has had a reference, except for this drawing here. This one didn't have a reference, and then there's another one in here that didn't. This one here did not have a reference, but the majority of them has had a reference of some kind, some shape, and actually no, sorry. This one didn't have a reference either. So there's a few in here that I really did freehand, but mostly I like to use references rather than be photos or just action figures because that kind of helps me make sure that the pose looks good and it helps with proportions. But this one does have a reference as well, which is the new one I'm working on. I love how that hand's coming out. And so yeah, I absolutely love how this came out. And if I showed you the reference, you would definitely see it, but you could see how much I added to it. So very happy about that. Now, I want to talk about the loot that I got because I went to Michael's today. I was running an errand and I was like, you know what? I'm right next to a Michael's. Let me just go in. So I got 2 pieces of loot there and I got some stuff that came in from that gift card I told you about that Krista and Alex gave to me. I'm very used to saying Sarah gave me, but no, Krista and Alex gave me this gift card. And yeah, I'm very excited to show you guys. So let's go ahead and I'm tired. Let's go ahead and dive into that. Alright, going through the loot real quick, I got a ruler. This is by Artist Loft. Now, I will never have ever said in my life that Artist Loft's actual art supplies is top quality. Their markers are okay, and they're definitely a good budget alternative. I honestly respect them more for the sheer amount of stuff they offer. Like, my desk is Artist Loft, my pencil case is a lot of the stuff that I have that's not an art like supply item in terms of creating art with, but just like a physical item, I really like. And again, just the sheer amount of stuff they make is impressive. Like, you could spend days listing it all, but I genuinely love these rulers. The ones that have all these little grids, these are great for when it comes to drawing a city, just to make sure all the lines are parallel and evenly spaced. I love them, and I need an extra large because I had a small one, and then I had a medium one. In fact, I actually had 2 of these medium ones. I cut one to fit in my travel case, but yeah, I needed a large one. These are great for penciling, not so much inking. When it comes to inking, I would recommend to use a type of ruler like this that is a cork material, so it's raised or has a lip, and that's just because the ink will get underneath it. So great for penciling, not good for inking, so keep that in mind. The other thing I got from Michael's was, I know I've mentioned these before, double brush pens. I love them. They're probably the closest to recreating the feel of a dip pen that I have personally gotten out of a travel Fineliner. A lot of other pens, a lot of the travel pens, they just don't recreate the feeling. This one does it almost perfectly. Not perfect in terms of the fact that it doesn't exactly feel like a dip pen. Like, using a dip pen, it is a special feeling that is incredibly difficult to recreate. But this one, it's like 95% there. It's the closest, and I love it. Again, not perfect, but super close to it. And I recently found out they sell them in multiple colors. So they had a sale and I picked up a gray one. I don't know why. I just did. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to use this for, but it was on sale for $1, so I was like, I will find a use for it. I like gray. I kind of want to experiment more with gray ink instead of having that artificial gray have a true gray, so I picked it up. Next is the Amazon stuff, because I mentioned before that Krista and Alex got me a gift card for graduation, and I did pick up some stuff, so I am very excited to show you. Now, one of the items will not be coming in until for another few days. That's fine, I can tell you what it is, but we're going to start with this. This is the Eno Colored. This is their soft blue lead. Now, for $6, you get, I believe it was 30 pieces. Yep, 30, 10 each. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot for lead. That's pretty pricey, but considering the quality of the lead, which I have personally used and think is amazing, it is the closest you're going to get to a non-photo blue pencil in mechanical form. I don't know why Prismacolor doesn't offer this in a mechanical form. They only offer it in a pencil. This is the closest you can get, and I really like it. I tried it out, and I did a test sketch, and I was just blown away. Absolutely love them. And again, $6.98 for 30 pieces of lead. Again, that's very pricey, but the quality's there, and I personally recommend it. So, and I will be doing a review on this and comparing it to the other LEDs that I've used in the past. So we're gonna put that to the side. The next piece is something we have seen before, and that's this. This is a Pen & Gel brush pen. This is a extra large. Now, I have a medium at my desk, and I do have an extra large in my travel case. If I go here into my backpack and pull out my travel case, you would see that I have an extra large one. And I simply grabbed the second one because I wanted to have two on me. That way I can have one in my case, so I don't have to worry about if I leave it at my desk when I'm traveling, I can have one at my desk, one in my case. And that's really why I have two of these, because I loved it when I got it, and I wanted one in my travel case, but I wanted one at my desk too for sketches, so I bought two. So now I have two large ones and two medium ones, two large ones. You guys saw what I was going to do there. The other piece of glue that's coming in that won't be coming in for another few piece of days. Wow. I am very tired, by the way. I had a long shift today, so my brain, I don't think, is properly reset. The next piece of loot that will not be coming in for a few days, that's a sentence, is the extra small one. I did pick up the small one simply because I wanted something with a little smaller edge for finer detail. Now, if you're getting into inking, you really only need a medium. Usually around 3 is what I recommend, which is what's at my desk right here. So around 3 or 4 is really what you need. You can work large, small, and medium. However, if you want to be a little more efficient and you want to be able to fill in large areas quicker, a large one comes in handy, which I have the large. And if I want to do smaller areas and I'm just not feeling it with the medium one that day, I at least have the small one. So that's going to come in, I think, in 3 or 4 days. I can't remember off the top of my head, but these things are amazing, and I'm always happy to add them into my collection. And the last piece of loot is the big one. This is the one that, even though I'm packing up, this is the one I knew I wanted. It's going in my art stuff because I saw this book and I knew I had to have it. And that is The Art of the Batman, which you guys know, this movie has quickly become my favorite Batman movie. Not the most faithful, not the most, let me rephrase that, my favorite live action Batman movie. Now, it's like Tim Burton's. It's not faithful and it has flaws, very minor flaws, but it is still a phenomenal movie that captures the spirit of Batman. And this book goes into the concept art. It goes into how they design the characters, how they design the world, how they design the costumes, how they design everything. It has interviews with Matt Reeves. Like, it is phenomenal. The art in here is absolutely gorgeous. I love how it looks, and I really want, okay, so I want to get all the art books from all the Batman movies. That I've already decided to do. And I just love going through it. It's just super inspirational. And as someone who is coming up with their own superhero with a similar theme to this, yes, I am an original creator. I don't rip things off. But as someone who wants to go for that gothic style of architecture reminiscent of Pittsburgh in Spain, this is a huge, awesome resource. I love the little details in it. This thing is phenomenal. It's $25 on Amazon. It is worth it. If you like this movie, and even if you like this movie, you're not into art, I still recommend picking it up. It is phenomenal. I love it. I can't wait for the sequel. That was the big piece of loot I was the most excited for, so I'm very happy that I could talk about it. I did go through it, and I actually took some pictures of some of the art in it for my reference, just to have them on me. Like, I love this book. It's so good, and I'm eventually going to make a video talking about all my favorite art books, and this probably, even though it's not a dedicated art book like these books, probably going to make an honorable mention just because of the visual style that it communicates. I love it. It's so good. That's everything for today. I'm probably going to go to bed because it's late. It's already midnight, and I'm tired. I had a long day, so I'm going to go do that. Let's see what else this month has to bring.
Like, damn, dude.
I just tried chicken for the first time.
Veggie chicken.
Now, granted, okay, so it's this veggie. It's not actually
vegan
chicken.
wings.
But it tastes just like chicken, I kid you not.
I've been missing out. I now know what I've been missing out on this whole time.
It's an enlightenment.
I legit don't know how to process this.
Josh's personal
On
renaissance.
Josh's last day on Earth, he's just gonna eat a shit ton of Chick-fil-A and say, see you guys.
Because you actually know it's going to be a bucket of KFC and die.
Chick-fil-A's better.
Guys, I just don't know how to process. I've never had this before.
Actually, if it's you and your dad's last day on Earth, you guys could both do that because he would go into like a diabetic shock and he would just die of chicken.
This is so morbid.
I'm just processing the fact that I actually had chicken for the first time, and you're all just making jokes, and I'm over here just like, I don't know how to. This is
You
so
didn't
good.
have real chicken.
But this is like the closest
It's
I'm ever going
closest
to
to
get.
chicken.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's
This
so
is amazing.
good. It's so good.
So for those of you who are new to the channel or don't know me personally, which a lot of you guys who watch the videos know me personally, is I am deathly allergic to chicken. So that previous clip was probably super confusing to you, and I don't blame you. So for context and to explain everything in one place, I have a very, very rare food allergy. I'm allergic to poultry, which is all bird. So chicken and turkey. Now, I'm Puerto Rican, so luckily our big meal, so we don't do a turkey for Thanksgiving, we do pork. And that's pretty traditional where I'm from. That's what we do. So the thing about it is chicken, especially bird, is a cheap meat, which means it's a common filler meat. So I have to buy 100% beef dogs. I have to ask everywhere I go, like, hey, is the pepperoni 100% beef? Is this 100% beef? And I'm also allergic to a lot of other things. So yeah, as you can imagine, it's not fun being me going out to eat. That's why a lot of places know me by name, because they have to change their gloves. Let's say someone made a chicken sandwich and then they made my meal and they didn't change their gloves. That cross-contamination can affect me. That's how like sensitive the allergy is. Now, I can be around chicken, I can hold it, I can smell it, I can't eat it. My throat swells up, I throw up blood, I can't breathe more, I also still can't breathe, throw up more, and yeah, it's not fun. It sent me to the hospital multiple times. So, very rare food allergy. In fact, I actually left my first college, Pensacola Christian College, because they put a sign out saying 100% beef dogs, put out chicken dogs. Anyway, passed out, threw up blood, passed out again, threw up more blood, almost choked on my throw up, then got rushed to the hospital. After 15 minutes security being like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, I went to the dean, and well, I went to the as high as I could. It was the guy below the dean. And I was like, hey, like, I know I have a rare allergy, but at the same time, you have a campus of like almost 5,000 people, and then you corrected me saying it was more than 5,000. I'm like, okay, cool. You proved my point. Shouldn't you guys like, you know, like have an allergy thing or actually like, you know, care about not putting the food out on the right sign? And he basically said he doesn't care. And then I was like, well, what if I died? And he said he wouldn't have cared. And so nothing would have changed if I died. He said it would have been fine. And basically told me to my face that he just didn't care about my life. And so I was like, okay, I left, and then I went to go to his secretary and asked to request the dean over him, and then I was going to go to the president of the school. They put me on a blacklist, so I couldn't go higher than him on anything. And so I went to him and was like, hey, I'm going to press charges if you don't let me talk to someone. And so they refunded me 3 semesters. Let that sink in. Don't go to Pensacola Christian College. It's a school where I can say with no guilt on my conscience, every rumor you've heard about it is 100% true, especially the bad ones. And that sucks. That's not a good testimony to your ministry. But here we are, and that's why I say Christians have the reputation they have, and they deserve it, because we don't do the right thing. Anyway, getting off of that, it's a very rare and deadly food allergy. So being able to try vegan chicken now that that's come out, and where it's basically cauliflower, however they make it, like it's all plant, and I got to taste chicken, and it blows my mind because I've never had this opportunity before. I've never had the chance to. I never thought I would. And here I am trying chicken. And I have no idea what it tastes like, because if I have chicken, it's a filler meat. So it's mixed with something, so I never tried chicken before. I don't know what chicken tastes like. And here I am, eating as close as I can to chicken, and it blew my mind, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's insane. It seriously is just amazing. I love it. So anyway, my mind was blown. So I did that, and I also bought a book, and I'm going over the book real quick. This is Testament, the Life and Art of Frank Frazetta, one of my favorite artists, really a predecessor to what Alex Ross would do with comics. And of course, I have 3 Alex Ross books right here because he's one of my favorite artists of all time. But yeah, his art is amazing. He really, like, I think he started doing, like, Conan covers and, like, some of the novels. I could be wrong. His art is just amazing. It's great. I'm going to see if I can find something that's safe for work because there's a lot of nudity in here. But it's like that sword and sorcerer, fantasy, barbarian style art. I absolutely love it. Like, it just look at this. Like, this is just amazing. It looks so good. His art is phenomenal. It's some of my, like, he is just an insanely influential artist where you just see his work and you know it's Frazetta. There's actually a toy line, I forget the name of it, I think it's Galaxy Warriors. It was a knockoff of He-Man, but it had the He-Man body type, but the characters were based off of Frazetta's art. which is pretty interesting. I think that's really cool. Probably didn't get any royalties, but you know, that's how the game goes some days. But yeah, his art is just phenomenal. Here's like not a painted, but like a more comic-y illustration. But his work is just absolutely gorgeous. It's just super influential to me because I love that sword and sorcerer style. There's 2 other books I do want to get that's in this series, and that is Icon and Legacy. I hope they will make a full-on, really nice collection of all of his art. As far as I know, they haven't. The one they did that has most of it is really bad. Most of it pretty much is essentially his art with some exclusions, and then it also has really bad spelling, and a lot of the information on his life is apparently wrong. So I don't know who like did that, but yeah. Anyway, this is a really good book to get, and eventually I do want to get the other ones at some point. But yeah, if you like Alex Ross, I heavily recommend Frazetta. He is just a phenomenal painter, like just one of the best. And that is everything for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little quick commentary on what's going on. And yeah, it's kind of getting sad how more of these shelves are being removed, but it is what it is, guys.
Just went to the comic shop. Now you know what I'm gonna do. Probably comb my hair because it's all messed up. Maybe not, but I'm gonna go to Jerry's.
I love this sketchbook. The current sketch I'm working on, I'm gonna try and cover it so you can just get a little sneak peek. I love how it's coming out. I'm currently doing the coloring right now, so I did color the background a little bit, but I love this. I love how this sketchbook's coming along. It really is one that I'm just super proud of. Almost every drawing. There's like 1 or 2 in here I'm like, could be a little better. There's one in here I'm like, it's super experimental, but I still like it. But I love every drawing in here. And this one here right now is currently my favorite. It's my main 3 characters. But this one I'm currently working on, I mean, it's really good. So I can't wait to show you that. But yeah, so that is this, by the way, is a Strathmore mixed media sketchbook. A lot of people ask me it. It is really good. This, I think it's like either the 7.5 one. It's basically like the medium, like normal one. Like they have this one, and I think they have one that's slightly larger, but it's like the 7.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 11. It's like one of those. So love this thing. It is soft, and it's just really good because it's mixed media. It can take like everything. I love it. I've talked to these things to death to you guys before, but I do have some loot, and yes, it is all from Jerry's, excluding this, which I mentioned before. I ordered it with my graduation money. This is a Penn and Tell small brush, and I love it. I did some art with it. It's super tiny and precise. It's great for details, but now I have the Penn and Tell small, Penn and Tell large, Penn and Tell medium, and their ink wash. And let me tell you something, as someone who has been harsh on Penn and Tell before, I really have grown to appreciate some of the stuff they make. They make a good amount of stuff that I really like, especially these brush pens. I mean, this is as close to inking on the go with a traditional actual brush that you're going to get, and it really does feel like a really nice brush. This is currently my favorite brush to ink with. This is a round 3 by the Creative Mark Artist Product Company. So really recommend them. Their brushes are really good. They are half the price of the Winsor Newton Series 7, but those brushes are good. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the Jerry loot. So we're going to start with 2 tubes of gouache, and that is black and white. Okay, sorry about that. That is black and white. I switched them. I don't know why. Yeah, these things, super cheap. These were like $5, and I just needed more black and white because, you know, they're colors you use them all. Technically, one is the absence of color. The other one is all of them mixed. Like, the black and white technically aren't colors. I'm not going to split hairs about it. I've already done that before on the channel. Either way, you go through these ones a lot, so I just got some extra ones, which is really nice. I also got another white paint pen. Now, for those of you who don't know, I absolutely love this thing, and I currently have one in my travel case. Now, this is the actual nib one that is really precise. This is great for super fine detail. So I bought one, and I loved it so much, I put it in my travel case, which is in my backpack next to me, so I can show you guys real quick. And yeah, it is the same nib. I'm not going to pull it out to show you guys. And yeah, I do have another Penn and Tell in here. I also have another extra large one. I have a gray one in here, and I also have a gray paint one, because it's pretty good. Like, it's not as good as the ink wash one, but I do like the texture that it gives. It's really useful for smoke effects. But this one here is the one that I bought after I bought the fine point one. I'm going to pull this one out so you guys can see. So compare. So this one's the round one. This is the fine one. And I bought the round one because they didn't have the fine one, but when I went back today, they had the fine one. So the round one's still really good for not super precise detail, but for just getting consistent, smooth line. This is really good for hyper detail. So having both at my desk and one in my case for the go is perfect. And I absolutely love these things, so super happy to pick them up. Now, they are a little pricey. They are about $8 and some change a pop, which is a lot, but honestly, this is some of the nicest, if not the nicest white ink I've ever used, especially in a paint pen. It is honestly up to par with the Dr. P.H. Barnes Bleed Proof white ink, which is my favorite white ink of all time, and it's more precise than the Presto white ink, which is this thing right here. So it's way more precise than this, because as nice as this is, it really isn't super precise, but these are, and they're phenomenal. I love them. Like, the quality of the ink is just perfect. I love it, so can't recommend these enough. And then I also picked up a T-square. Why? I just need a T-square, and it was on sale too, so that was less than $5. This is going to be really good actually for traveling when I go on my honeymoon, because I'll probably want to sketch my wife, and then I'll probably want to sketch a building she's in front of too, and just sketch the architecture. We're going to do something really fun. I won't disclose all the details, but I got that. And then I also got a Tombow. This is a super fine eraser that they make. Now, I currently use this one. I believe this is by General, which is a really, really good one. This is one that I also have two of because I keep one in my travel case. But yeah, this is a really good eraser, but it's a little thick, and sometimes the actual eraser itself can be a little annoying. Tombow has had an awesome track record with me with erasers. They're actually the erasers I use at my desk, and again, I do have one in my travel case, and I think I actually have a full one right here, so I really like these ones here. Really good quality. And so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot. This was also on sale, so it was like, I think it was $5. I can't remember. But yeah, everything, of course, was the normal 10% off that you get if you sign up with Jerry's reward program, and they also had an additional 5% off sale too, so everything was under $27. Awesome. So that is all the loot for today. I'm gonna go back to coloring. I got some markers. I say that like I just bought them. No, I just grabbed some markers off of my marker shelf and just did some coloring, and I'm having a blast today, just chilling. I worked in the morning, got comics with my dad, and now I'm just relaxing and having fun. I'm not shooting b-balls outside the school, and a couple guys didn't start any trouble in my neighborhood. Actually, I take that back. It's Suffolk. There probably are many people starting trouble up in my neighborhood. Anyway, so I am very excited because not tomorrow, the next day will be, that's right, Sunday is my dog's birthday, and so I'm very excited. My dog's gonna be a whole year old, so I'm going to just put all this stuff away, continue coloring, and just kind of chill for a little bit, because I think I've earned a nice chill night. Hey Krista, do you know what today is?
The baby's birthday!
It's the baby's birthday! Dear the babies, it's your guys' birthday! You're a whole year old! No, we can't sing it, it's copyrighted. I'm going to get striked by someone. Yeah, the
happy birthday song's copyrighted.
So you can't sing it. So if we sung it, I would get copyright struck.
What? That sucks.
It does. But Coco, Woody,
What if you
it's
sing
your
happy
birthday.
not birthday? Would you get
If it's 20% parody.
Happy pup baby.
You know that's a good enough change.
Happy
It's within
birthday.
copyright.
Birthday to you. Alexa, turn off the alarm.
So we are celebrating their birthday. I think we also just need a day to all hang out, watch Batman, and just have fun. And celebrating the pup's birthday is amazing because they're a whole year old, and it blows my mind because they're still so little.
Look, Woody, Coco. Happy birthday. That's Coco's. Go to yours.
Woody, go to yours.
Look.
Oh my goodness, he wants the red one.
Woody, go to the boy one.
Woody, that one's yours.
You like girly stuff? That's okay.
Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Look at them go.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, you spoiled them.
I tried.
Yes, you did.
You're a good auntie. They're my babies.
They're so cute. Oh, they got a little Nerf dog. You guys are so spoiled. I love both of you. Is this your favorite? Yeah, that's your favorite. Hey, Woody, you want the whale? Yeah. These are cool. These little geese. I don't know what these are, but I love them. Woody, go get a Woody. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on. Go get it. Oh my goodness. You guys got ice cream. Look at him go. He's just like, man, this stuff's good. Coco's trying to steal his. Coco, baby, you have your own. Come here, baby. Look. You have your own ice cream. Woody, no. That's not how the... Woody, this one's yours. That one's yours, Coco. That one's yours. Oh my God. Okay, we'll just switch them. Are they the same flavor?
Yeah, they're both.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. Oh, he keeps trying to steal some. You good boy. You good girl.
Is it yummy?
Oh my goodness. You're so cute. It's the last day of May. Just holy crap. I want to say this month has been insane. So I graduated. We had some deaths in the comic book industry. My dog turned 1 year old. Overall, like, we're moving, so you know I've been doing this, but it's like this month has been insane. I feel like it's been one of those months where it's like I just never, like, it was always something new, it was always something different, and having that piece of graduating, like I graduated, I did it, and it still is, it's kind of hitting me still, where it's like, you know, it hasn't fully set in yet, but having just that freedom to hang out with my friends and really kind of do more of what I want and work more on projects. And I do have some loot we'll talk about. I do have some stuff I want to talk about in the sketchbook, but just kind of a quick overhaul of this month. It's definitely been a month. I tried chicken for the first time, or at least as close as I can to chicken, so it has been an insane month. I know that I'm editing the video now. I think it's like an hour and 8 minutes, not including this segment, so, you know, thank you all for watching, by the way. But yeah, today was great. I woke up early. I dropped some stuff at the thrift store near my house. I was like, hey, here's some stuff. You guys donate it, blah, blah, blah. Then I went to the comic shop. My professor was there, so we hung out, and he recommended a new toy store. So I had a box of toys I was going to sell, so we went to the toy store. They had a no filming policy, but it was the most amazing toy store I've ever been. It's actually half antique, half toys. I wanted $100 for the box I was going to sell them. They gave me $120. So I was like, hey, I'm cool with that. I didn't buy anything because I'm also packing my stuff, and all my toys are packed away, so why would I buy anything when I just have to pack it? A pretty good thing I just found out about this place because I'd be poor. And it's a good thing I'm moving because I would be poor, because oh my gosh, I was so tempted to drop so much money. They literally had like easily 10,000 toys. There were like hundreds of aisles. Like, it wasn't just like a plaza. It was like a store in a plaza. It was a whole plaza that was 2 stories. The top was all toys. They had a video game section, which also had video game toys in it too. They had antiques. Like, it was insane, the stuff we saw, and I wish we could film in there, but you know what? It was the coolest freaking place I had ever been to in Virginia. It was amazing. It was literally, like, they had life-size Lego men of, like, Shazam, Captain Marvel, Batman. They had a giant Ronald McDonald shoe. It was literally the coolest freaking place ever. It's like the place I would freaking quit my job, put stock in it, and be like, hey, make me a manager. I'll make you money. But then again, I would never get a paycheck. It would just go to the store buying toys. Anyway, it was just the coolest place, and I really wish I could film in there. So I did that. I stopped at Jerry's, stopped at Hobby Lobby, and just ran errands and hung out with my dad today. And then I came home, talked to my friends on Discord. I did some drawing, which I'm going to show you guys. So overall, this month, especially this day, was busy, but this month has been insane. A lot of, you know, progress on the move, graduating, just, it has been one of the most insane and just, like, always something new every day, and I really like that. I really like, you know, not the always constant change of pace, but the fact there's always a new challenge, there's always something new coming up, there's always a new adventure, and I really like that. So I'm going to show you guys the drawing that I did today. I think I showed you guys this painting, just kind of backing up. I did Wrath in the style of Batman the Animated Series, and then I finished this drawing of Sloth, which came out really, really good. I don't draw Sloth very often because of all the details. So yeah, if you look, there's like tons of cracks in every spike. So yeah, it's a lot of work. And then I'm currently working on this drawing of the Magician, which I just realized this is the first time I've drawn her with like a building in the background, because most of the time, like when I draw her, she has like mystical energy behind her, or she's in silhouette or shadow. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. You can also notice like her shading, especially like on her cloak, got way better as I started to draw her more and more. Like, I really got that down. I'm really happy again with the progress in this sketchbook. Like, this is not only my favorite sketchbook to draw in, which this is a Strathmore mixed media, which I really recommend. There's the name right there. They have them in a few different styles. You get like a hardbound, a spiral bound. I got the soft one, and they come in different sizes. But this is my favorite sketchbook that I have filled up. I mean, almost every drawing in here I'm super proud of. But I have 7 pages left, and I can't wait to fill them up and get a new one. And this will be number 5, and the next one will be number 6. So that is there. And going into the loot real quick. I know I'm a little scatterbrained, but I'm tired. It's late when I'm filming this. Again, I'm just like, it's been a day, and I had a fun today, but it's also one where it's like, I got stuff to do tomorrow. You know, it's the next month, so I got more to move. I got more to plan. I've been doing some filming and actually writing some scripts, so that's been fun. Just generally getting a plan together for what we're going to do in the future for this channel and get that all figured out. Going to the loot from Hobby Lobby, I did pick up a full set of Copic skins. Now, this is interesting because this is the sketch and this is their skin set, which is my personal favorite of all the skin sets that, of all the markers I've used, this is my favorite. It is phenomenal. It's not like Winsor Newton, where Winsor Newton had to make good markers. They're really good price, but they have like 3 different skin sets, spots, and some of them repeat the color. It's like this one, it's all in one spot, it's all clear. Prismacolor doesn't have a super good skin set. They really only have one, which is like this one here, which is peach, which is great for Caucasians, but this one, definitely a better range. You could get a bunch of skin tones out of this, so I really like this set. And originally, I only had the chows, so it's nice to have the sketches, and the chows were like 25 when I picked them up, but this one was 35, which, you know, $10 for the full, like, sketch ones. I thought that was a good deal. That's all I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I did go there for something specific, which they did not have, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Hey guys, quick edit in. I realized that I just alluded to what I, well, just alluded to in the previous footage, but I never actually addressed or talked about it, so I'm gonna say it real quick. You guys know I love this Winsor Newton set of watercolors. This is their Cottonman series. This is the 24 color set, and when I picked it up, it had a bunch of colors, but one thing I thought was interesting was it had 2 empty slots. And if you look at the Amazon listing or some of the official promo images, it calls these little clips right here that hold the half pans a cartridge, and it specifically says that these unique cartridges hold half pan and has room to be expanded with more cartridges. So I thought that meant that they sell the cartridges by themselves. So I was actually going to go out and purchase 2 of these so that I could take some of the half pans out of my skin tone set and put them in here so it's all together. Well, I checked Amazon, I checked Jerry's, I checked Hobby Lobby, I checked Winsor Newton's own website. They don't make the cartridges by themselves, and as far as I know, they never did. I couldn't find any promo images, any like aftermarket sales. I checked eBay. I just couldn't find any evidence that they did this. Maybe they had it planned and it got canceled. Either way, that's a shame because I would definitely like to get 2 more of these, and I'm not buying a whole new set. So I thought, hey, what if I go to Hobby Lobby? I'm sure they sell empty watercolor tins. That's right. You can actually go out and buy empty watercolor tins, and it also comes with empty half trays, so you can fill your own watercolor and make your own little watercolor set. And well, I learned Hobby Lobby doesn't sell them. They only sell their brand, the Winsor Newton set, and a few other watercolors, but they're like not empty. So I ended up just ordering one off of Amazon. It's similar to this, but much longer. It can fit, I think, 48 watercolors. It does have the little ring on the bottom, which I still think is actually really cool, and it does have the tri-fold opening method, which I'm not a super big fan of, only because I would like more room. It takes up a lot more room on my actual like desk, so it takes up a lot of real estate. So I would prefer something that just opens up once and then maybe has the second fold here so that I can have more room at my desk. Either way, I did order it. It was like $14, and I'm going to actually take all 3, I would say 4, but as you would know, my other watercolor set that I have, yeah, they're in there. I can't get them out. So I'm gonna take my 3 actual half pan watercolor sets, and I'm going to put them in the new set so that I can have all my favorite watercolors in one spot. I'm definitely going to keep these because, well, they're really nice displays. I mean, not even displays, they're actually just really nice like watercolor holders, and I do like the pans, especially in this one. Like, I really like this design. I just wish that for some reason, I want Winsor Newton to sell the cartridges. I just don't know why they don't, and I'm not buying a second one. So yeah, that is my rant on watercolors, and I have way too many watercolors. So yeah, let's go back to me ranting about my normal art stuff that I was talking about whenever this part is in the video. I am tired. I need coffee and sleep. Back to me rambling. But I also went to Jerry's and got this cool green Winsor Newton brush. I really like the shade of green. It's like really, really nice. So I thought, why not? And then the main reason I went there was some pencil lead. So I picked up 3. This is all for a 05 pencil, which of course fits these 2 pencils that I have here, which are 05. My main favorite mechanical pencil is this one, which is a 07. And this is just a Suguru one. So there you go. But I picked up 6H, 4H, and 4B because I thought it'd be nice to have a little variety in my pencils, and I wanted something that was definitely lighter than a HB. For those of you who don't know, most of your mechanical pencil lead is HB. So yeah, and by the way, these mechanical pencils, I recommend all 3 of them. I love them. They're phenomenal. This is a Rotring one, this is a Penn and Teller one, and then this is again a Suguru one. Just super nice pencils. I really recommend them. And yeah, that's all the loot for today, not including the comics, which I read, and I got caught up on my comics, by the way. So yeah, in the comic book industry, I do want to talk about some news. I know it happened last month in April, but it was towards the end of April. One of my favorite comic book artists of all time, Neil Adam, who I have a book on him right here. He, it's in the Kirby shelf because also involves Kirby too. But yeah, passed away, and that's that's a shame. I've always wanted to meet him. I always wanted to ask him, like, pick his brain, like, you know, what are some of your influences? What is some of the techniques you use? What really inspired you? And, you know, Neil Adams, he's like one of the great comic book artists. He ushered in the Bronze Age of comics. Like, he brought this sense of realism into comics that we still see today. And, you know, one of the greatest Batman artists of all time. Like, after he drew Batman, everyone drew Batman like him. He was, and it's like funny because he kind of set that standard. Then Jim Lee took it, where after Jim Lee drew Batman, everyone drew Batman how Jim Lee drew him. So it's really interesting. I would say he's kind of like that prototype. Really, again, led the road for the 90s and for Jim Lee and for all those comic book artists. But, you know, one of my personal heroes in terms of the art that he produces, one of my favorite comic book artists. And then this month, May 6th, we also lost George Perez, who was one of my personal favorite comic book artists of all time. And what I like about George Perez, he was kind of like a Neil Adams. We had that more realistic style to him, but he was a bridge between the Silver and the Bronze Age. He still had some of the traditional Silver Age art techniques, but the fact he could do casts of hundreds, like he would just do Titans, Justice League, Avengers. He did Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, one of the most talented comic book artists of all time. And then for me personally, you know, he was one of the first, or at least the most prolific Puerto Rican comic book artists in the industry. And as someone who is Puerto Rican, you know, my father's Cuban, my mom's Puerto Rican, that was really influential because it's like, this is a guy that has a similar background to me, and he's doing what I want to do. And so for me personally, that was like super, just like, that was influential to me. That was just like, oh my gosh, this is a guy, he's like, if he can do it, I can do it. And it was kind of like that. I don't know what the right word is, but, you know, two of the greatest comic book artists of all time passed away, one this month and one last month. I just didn't get a chance to talk about it, and I didn't want to say something because they are two of my favorite artists of all time, and I really wanted to talk about it in some way. And I think it's been enough time where I'm like, okay, I kind of got my thoughts somewhat put together. So that was a really big hit in the industry, and really overall in comics, I've really dropped down on what I'm reading. I usually pick up like 6 to 10 books a week at my shop because I love comics, I love reading them, but the quality has dipped so much. I'm really only picking up 3 to 4 books a week, if that, and a lot of them are more indie books. Like, I'm picking up Radiant Black, which is a phenomenal book, and its spin-off Radiant Black Red. That's a really, really good book. I heavily recommend that. And then, like, I'm picking up Batman, but, you know, they are really overexposing Batman, so I'm really cutting back and picking up Detective and a few books here. They just launched Batman Beyond. I'm like, I'll pick that up. And reading the first issue of Batman Beyond Neo Year, it's really good. I really enjoyed it so far. So, and Marvel, I've dropped a lot of Marvel books. I'm not reading the new Hulk book. I just dropped Spider-Man, which, yeah, they just relaunched Spider-Man, and no disrespect to John Romito Jr., because he is a good artist. World War Hulk's one of my favorite Hulk books of all time, but I just feel like he's not bringing his A game. Like, when I was reading Action Comics, I say that like I'm still reading Action Comics, but when he was working on Action Comics, I felt like he was bringing his A game. It's like, if I'm working on the premiere Spider-Man book, if I'm working on the premiere Iron Man book, if I'm working on the premiere Superman book, if I'm working on the premiere Hulk book, I'm bringing my A game. I just felt like he wasn't. And, you know, again, his art is good. He does need a good colorist. Like, I think I've talked about this before, and I do like his work. Again, World War Hulk, phenomenal, but it's not just the art, it's the story too. I feel like they're messing with the character again. You could take the character and tweak and make it work in a new way, but it's just, I feel like they changed a little too much. I did give it another chance with issue 2, and it still didn't win me over, so I'm definitely gonna drop a book. And then, like, the Hulk book I'm not picking up. I never picked up Savage Avengers, but it always ends up in my book, like my box somehow. So overall, I definitely have dropped on the books that I am reading. I do want to pick up World's Finest. They are relaunching that. The artist on that is amazing. I forget his name, but he's a super talented artist. So, you know, I really hope the industry can really kind of get back on a correction point where we get some talent in there. Marvel, DC, pay your people. They are turning in work that you are paying them for, and you're paying them peanuts. Like, really, you gotta invest in your artists, and they will turn in better work, and that's not what they're doing. And so I feel like that's what we're seeing in the industry. You know, Steve Ditko, who's another one of my favorite comic book artists of all time, he talked about how he would put in the effort that he was being paid for, and that's what a lot of people are doing now. And it's sad. The page rates are down, and it's depressing. So with that said, though, I still want to work in the industry. I still want to self-publish. I still want to make comics, and I just wanted to throw that out there. My closing thoughts on the month of May for the comic book industry as a whole. DC, you messed up. We got Ezra Miller messing up. We got the whole Amber Heard case, which yeah, screw her. Like, lady, you are a sick person. I hope you get the help you need, but you are a terrible human. Ezra Miller, terrible human. Stop attacking women. Why does Ezra Miller get a free pass to assault multiple women? Like, how many has it been this far? Like, he got arrested, what, 3 times in Hawaii? The Gotham Knights trailer dropped, and that one did not do good. Like, a lot of people didn't like it. Flash got postponed again. Overall, not a good month for DC, and this is just kind of my general thoughts on the industry. I think I'm going to put this in more at the end of the month. I'll talk about what I think in the industry, what's going on. But yeah, that's everything. That's the drawing. That's my day. That's wrap of the month. Kind of what I'm thinking, kind of what's going on a little bit. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really does help the channel out. I know it's going to be a little shaky with the move and everything, but we're going to make it work. Battlebrawlerproductions is here to stay. Even if our location and our office change, we will make it work some way, somehow, some matter of fact. I don't know how, but we're going to do it. And yeah, like the video. video, and stay tuned for more art and animation-based content. You know the whole YouTube jazz. Enjoy the rest of your day, month, or whenever you're watching this, because I hope you guys have an awesome day. And next month will be better because we gotta stay positive.